So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Vikas from joinDOTA, and I'm accompanied by Sheever, or as you maybe don't know her, Jorien van der Heijden. Did I pronounce that correctly?
I think so, yes. It was very good.
Okay, well, if you don't know Sheever, she's a rather known esport caster, and, well, a lot of hard work, like has her own website, sheevergaming.com, check her out. But yeah, you haven't casted, like, too much as of late. Why so?
Because I had all the bigger tournaments are now wrapping up before TI, and it was a lot of LAN finals, and there were just not a lot of small stuff going on because everybody was focusing on the bigger finals. I've casted something last Wednesday, a couple of best of threes, but overall it's been pretty quiet for me. But I still stream a lot, so I'm going to be entertained anyways.
Well, I mean, like, don't you have permission for like the bigger kind of tournaments?
For some, I might have if I cast it via ticket, but I don't really want to because and I want to do my own tournament, or at least cast a tournament that I follow and that I can tell the story, make the storylines around and stuff like that. So that's what I would like to do, and I don't really need to take tournament, or I don't really need to actually cast other people's tournaments if I'm not an official caster.
Well. Right now, the only thing you're doing is like you do everything by yourself. Like maybe with a little help of technical stuff. And I know a friend of you set up the website and stuff. Have you ever thought about, or have you had offers like from bigger gaming websites to maybe join them as one of their or main casters?
I have asked several studios, and at that time nobody had interest. And as you know, there's indeed not a lot of paid work, so it's tricky to get into a studio as a caster overall. I do have something in the works, so hopefully after TI I'll be settled somewhere.
Okay, you mentioned TI, so we know you're gonna be there. Who do you think is like the most dangerous team there?
It's so weird because we see a lot of tournaments and there's a lot of grand finals, and the results are, well, DK is doing really well, obviously, but in terms of Western teams, everybody can take a game of each other. In terms of Chinese teams, I think the same as well, and also when Chinese teams meet Europe teams or even American teams, because I do count EG in that as well because they are a very dangerous team, then it's still, anything can happen. It's very scary. I do, of course, DK is going to be one of the top contenders, and even though Navi has maybe not performed as well as of late, I think they are a team that, in a tournament like that, they grow. So I'm still seeing them as a top contender as well. So it's for me, it's up in the air. There are some clear favorites. I think everybody will be able to name the clear top 8 because there is a difference still in the 16 teams attending. But it's going to be very close.
Well, I mean, like, speaking about TI, there is like this whole drama. Like, did you know about the CIS that they got declined the second time and stuff like that?
I did know that they got declined the first time. I know that Aero got it on the second time, but I didn't know that CS got it declined the second time.
Well, they got declined the second time, and now they will try each individually. And like then you have like the whole era Fnatic drama and stuff like that. What do you think would be actually the best solution for Valve here?
Well, in terms of, because that's two different things, right? Because in terms of not being able to get a visa, if they can bring a stand-in, then I think, I'm not sure actually, because CIS, they were qualifiers. Yeah, they were qualifiers, but they came for the. Did they actually come first or second? I think first, right?
Well, no. Who comes first is directly qualified, and the second one is in.
No, I would not like. Okay, if they can make it tough for them. In case of Fnatic, I think that it is a kind of similar situation to what Fear had. There is a medical reason why one of the players can't play, and he wants to, but he can't due to medical reasons. They've got a stand-in lined up who is able, who can, they have practiced together with. I think Valve should allow Excalibur in this case to play for Fnatic, should it be needed, because it's not even sure yet. They just want to have the option that if it is needed, then they want to have that option, and I think they should have that option.
Well, enough about TI4. I mean, like, we're not at TI4, we're at ESL One, and actually right now there's like Mouse versus IG going on. Short question, game 3, Mouse or IG?
It's so difficult, and I haven't seen the draft apart from the first 4 picks, so or at least first 2 picks per team. I would say IG, and the reason for that is that Mousesports plays in a very specific way. So they win their lanes, they do well, then they gain advantages, and they win off of those advantages. Now we saw in the first game that IG didn't give too much away in the early game, and in the late game they won because of that. Second game, they weren't able to stop Mousesports from getting a lot in the early to mid game, and that way Mousesports could actually build on their advantages and end the game in a win. And I think this time IG is going to be more prepared, and they will know what to do. And I saw them pick a Lycan and a Pugna, so I think they're going to be able to deal with the aggression of Mousesports.
Okay, this is just this one game, whole tournament. Like, there are a lot of teams still in there. So, I mean, like, this is still the first matchup, which should have been finished by, like, long ago.
1 hour ago. A bit behind schedule. The whole tournament, I have to say that I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't actually have a clear favorite to take the whole thing at this point. Because for the Western teams, it is still up in the air. The way Alliance looked a week ago, it's pretty damn scary. All of a sudden, they were back in form. Of course, DreamHack, they were doing really well, and they are still a very scared team. But before that, they were still strong. Don't get me wrong, but they were more equal with the rest rather. And last DreamHack, they looked kind of undefeatable. And I think if they can hold it up, they will be good. And they actually brought in Winter as a coach. I'm curious to see what he does for them as well. So I'm thinking Alliance is going to be in the top 2. But I couldn't say for sure the second is.
Well, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
You mentioned DreamHack. This is actually more of a personal question because we wanted to catch you there. And we're like, yeah, she is going to be a DreamHack, right? I mean, like, most likely. Where have you been?
Well, I was planning on going to DreamHack, and I was actually planning on going to DreamHack and not going to ESL because I'm my own company. I don't make that much money, so it's I had to choose. And I chose DreamHack at the time because I had been to DreamHacks before and I knew what I could expect and which people to expect there. And then I was in EU Hub and I was like, oh, I haven't booked yet. Damn it. So I went to look for flights and for hotels, and it's so expensive to book that so short notice in Sweden. So I decided, you know what, this is not going to happen. So didn't go to DreamHack. But because of that, some budget was open, and my sister wanted to go, so she's here too. And my biggest fan.
So whoever of you is not knowing Sheever's sister, she's coming into the picture. So hello, Sheever's sister. What is your actual name?
It's Rien, but you can say Ri. Just Ri.
Rien, okay, or just Ri. Are you doing something in the esports scene?
Well, I manage Sheever's Facebook.
It's quite a start. It's quite a start. So yeah, how you like ESL so far?
It's awesome. I've never been to an event where Dota was the only thing, like the only game really being represented. And so far, it's just great, especially just being around all the people, like with all the dongers. It's awesome, really. Like the atmosphere is really great.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's only my second LAN event as well. It looks good. I'm like quite impressive. But yeah, one thing I wanted to ask, like the EU hub, like how was the EU hub?
It was amazing. It was really great. I hope that it's going to happen again because it was really amazing. I miss it, and I think everybody does. Not only the people that were there, but everybody that was watching as well. A lot of positive replies from it as well, and it was great. I loved it. I really did.
Did James Harding make a lot of dick jokes or jokes as well?
No, he was actually working a lot as well. So you might have noticed him not being on camera a lot, but he was working off camera a lot. So no, not as much as you might expect. And the ones that did happen were the ones that people saw on camera because everything was shown on camera.
Well, it was kind of like Big Brother-like, but yeah. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up, and I only have like 2 things left. Like the one thing, like there was this kind of famous Hotbit interview with you, where he gave you the bear paw from Edwin Bulldog, and you said, "Yeah, maybe I'm gonna do a Twitch dinner." Have it happened yet? You said that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you agreed. So, has it happened yet?
It has not happened yet.
Will it happen?
I have no idea.
Will it happen if we manage to set it up?
I don't think you'll manage to set it up.
But if you manage.
What are you gonna bet?
I'm not a betting kind of girl.
Okay, so we will set it up. I will get it without bet. And yeah, pretty much 30 seconds for you to get shoutouts, insults, and yeah, recommendations.
No insults. Just follow my sister at Twitter at TIRGR.
No.
Isn't it Tigrsh?
Yeah, but it's Tigrsh without the second I, so it's TIGRSH. Yeah.
Okay, and follow me on Twitter as well at Sheever Gaming, and check out Facebook that she manages. And shout out to Mom, because you know.
Mom, hello.
Hi, Mom.
Say hello to Diego.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Tigrsh and Sheever, and yeah.